Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that, let's be honest, so many of us experience, but maybe don't fully understand: our own digestive health.
You know that feeling, don't you? Where it's not just about feeling a little bloated. It's that really frustrating sense that things inside have just slowed to a crawl. It's like your system has decided to take a nap, and no matter how much water you drink or fiber you eat, nothing seems to wake it up. And you are definitely not alone in this. It is an incredibly common struggle. So in this explainer, we're going to uncover the real reason this happens. Then we'll explore a gentle ancient remedy that works in a completely different way. And finally, I'll give you a super simple step-by-step plan you can start as soon as tonight. So let's get into it.
First things first, let's really understand what's going on in there, because the root cause might not be what you think at all. It turns out it's often less about chemistry and a lot more about mechanics.
Now this right here is a total game changer. We're always told it's a chemical problem, right? Just add more fiber, drink more water, and you'll be fine. But the reality for so many people is actually mechanical. Your intestines are lined with muscles, and just like any other muscle in your body, they can get weak. And there's actually a medical name for this. It's called atony, or as it's more commonly known, lazy bowel. It's exactly what it sounds like. The intestinal muscles lose their tone, their strength, and they just can't do their job of moving things along. So this means we need to stop thinking about just adding stuff and start thinking about strengthening. So if it's a muscle problem, what's the solution? Well, that leads us to nature's forgotten workout, a fruit that doesn't just treat the symptom, but actually gets to the root cause, that muscular weakness. Let's talk about the incredible, humble, ripe fig. I absolutely love this concept. The fig acts like a gym workout for your internal muscles. It's not some harsh chemical that forces a reaction. Nope, it's more like a personal trainer for your gut, helping it get its natural strength back. And here's the key difference. Most of the solutions you find at the pharmacy work by either irritating the system or just flooding it with water to flush everything out. It's a temporary and often harsh fix. The ripe fig, it works completely differently. It actually strengthens the muscle fibers themselves. It's a structural, gentle, long-term approach. So how on earth does it do this? Well, it's not just one thing. It's a beautiful combination. The natural sugars give your digestive system a quick burst of energy. Then you have those unique little seeds, which provide a really gentle mechanical stimulation. You know, its action is just as effective as prunes, but many people find it to be much gentler. And on top of all that, figs are just packed with nutrients that are incredibly healing for the gut. Okay, so I'm sure you're thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually do it? Let's get right into the practical side of things, the ripe fig protocol. It's so simple you can build it into your daily habits starting today. You basically have two options here, fresh or dried. And the good news is, both work wonderfully. It really just depends on what you can get your hands on. Let's start with fresh figs, which are just fantastic if you can find them. Now, with fresh figs, there is one golden rule. They have to be super ripe. In the old texts, they call it higo bien maduro, a really well-ripened fig. You know, when they're soft and sweet and almost like jam inside, that's when their enzymes and natural sugars are at their absolute peak. Just eating a few of these can have a beautiful, gentle effect. But let's be honest, for most of us, dried figs are just way more accessible year-round. And for these, there is a simple, incredibly powerful protocol. Here's what you do. At night, you just soak 3 or 4 washed and cut dried figs in a glass of water. Then, in the morning, the very first thing you do on an empty stomach is drink that water, which is now full of nutrients. Then you eat the figs themselves, which are now soft, rehydrated, and so easy for your body to process. That's it. So why does this simple little ritual work so well? Let's talk about the philosophy behind it, because this is about so much more than just a quick fix. It's about changing your entire relationship with your digestive health. You know, it's so important to realize that when things get backed up, it's not just about feeling uncomfortable. Think about it. Your body is holding on to waste and toxins it's desperately trying to get rid of. It's essentially a state of self-intoxication. The fig helps your body gently complete the job it was trying to do all along. Here's a fantastic way to think about it. Imagine your arm was stuck in a cast for a few months. When that cast comes off, the muscles are weak, right? They've atrophied. Well, the exact same thing can happen to your intestinal muscles, especially after years of being sluggish or relying on harsh laxatives. So that leads to a really simple question, doesn't it? How do you heal that weak arm? Or in this case, that weak gut? Well, you wouldn't take that weak arm and immediately try to lift some huge weight, would you? Of course not. That would just cause more damage. You'd start with gentle physical therapy, small, consistent, daily exercises. The FIG protocol is exactly that. It's daily physical therapy for your gut. Okay, now it's time to take all this great information and turn it into direct experience. I want to invite you to try a simple, really empowering 7-day challenge just to see how this feels in your own body. And it really is this simple. Tonight, before you go to bed, just prepare your figs. Then, for the next 7 mornings, make that your first little ritual of the day. And then, just pay attention. That's it. Notice the little shifts. Are you feeling less bloated? Is there less tightness or straining? You're just looking for that feeling of natural ease and strength return. Okay, just a couple of quick but important things to keep in mind. If you want to give it a little extra boost, you can supercharge the effect by adding a tablespoon of flax seeds or maybe a couple of prunes to your overnight soak. And of course, a necessary word of caution. Figs are high in natural sugars, so if you have any blood sugar concerns or diabetes, just be mindful of that and monitor how you feel. If you take just one thing away from our time together today, let it be this. This is a fundamental shift in how we think about our digestion. It's time to stop the cycle of forcing and flushing and move towards a practice of gentle, consistent strengthening. And I'll just leave you with this one last thought. We so often look for these complex, high-tech solutions, but what if, just what if, the simplest answer from nature has been the most powerful one all along?
You know, if this was helpful for you, I'd like to invite you to explore another one of our explainers on natural wellness. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day.